Alright guys, so today's story took place back in middle school. This was actually back in 7th grade. And there was a teacher at the school that was pretty hypocritical and just really, really mean. She was more of a substitute. She would just kind of fill in for other teachers when they weren't there. But she, in general, was kind of like a staff member. But she was always at this school and she was really, really mean. And yeah, that's what today's video is about, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And here it is. So this started as a normal day. I got up really early, of course, got ready, got on the bus, went to school, and when I showed up, I met up with one of my friends who's actually about a year above me, so he was in all different classes, and I didn't really get to see him throughout my classes, so I'd have to hang out with him in, like, passing time and stuff like that. And we were hanging out in the hallway walking around before first period started, and he was complaining because he had to go to health today, and I guess they had a substitute who was that lady that was just super, super mean and just not nice. So we talked for a little bit, and then we both ended up going to first period, and I forgot to mention this, but my friend smoked cigarettes. He was a pretty young kid to be smoking cigarettes, but I'm not going to be able to stop him, neither is really anyone. It's his choice. He can do whatever he wants. But the only person at this school that knew that was the principal, because she obviously would catch him from time to time doing it. And she was mostly okay with it. She told his parents, obviously, but his parents already knew in the first place. And yeah, she was one of the only people that knew, but she just didn't care that much. There was actually a lot of times where he would literally leave school and smoke, and she caught him, but she never did anything. I don't know why she was so cool with it. I guess she just liked him or something, because everyone else would do it, and they would get in huge shit, but he just kind of was off the hook for some reason. But yeah, later in the day came right before his health class, and he wanted to go outside and smoke, and he asked me to come outside and keep him company. I would do that from time to time. I never really got into any trouble doing it, because all I was literally doing was sitting there for like 5-10 minutes while he finished, then we'd come back inside, and there was really no problem. But yeah, we went outside, he smoked like half of his cigarette, and he finished fairly quickly, and we went back inside because he didn't want to be late, and he came in, I shit you not, like maybe a couple seconds after the bell rang. And sure enough, Mrs. Asshole was sitting there at the door waiting for him because she was handing out papers, and he was the last one to come in. So as she handed him his paper, she goes, "Why are you late, and who's this with you?" And she looked at me, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm his friend. I was walking to class with him. I'm leaving now." And she's like, "Yeah, good idea." So I start walking, right? I go like a couple feet down the hallway and I stop just so I could hear what they're saying. And my friend could see me, but she couldn't because she was in the room. She would have to peek her head out to see me. But I'm sitting there listening to them, and she's like, "Why do you smell so weird? You smell like smoke." And my friend just starts stuttering, trying to think of like a quick excuse to say something. And he just goes, "Yeah, I came in late today to school and someone was smoking in the front parking lot." And she goes, "Oh, you came in late today? You just showed up to school?" And my friend's like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, okay, come in. I'm going to check your attendance." And when she said that, I was like, "Yep, he's fucked. She's going to see that he attended every other class today and that he didn't actually just come in." But yeah, as I'm listening, I hear her start to yell at my friend, and I peek into the classroom, and I see my friend sitting in the front of the class, in front of all the other 20 students, just getting completely shit on by this teacher. She's just like yelling at him. She's calling him a scumbag for smoking cigarettes, a scumbag for lying, and literally using the word scumbag, like straight up in front of everyone, just embarrassing this kid. And my friend doesn't even have time to defend himself. He's just getting screamed at so much. And she points at his pocket and just goes, "What's that in your pocket if you don't smoke?" And you could just see the outline of the cigarette box, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, no, he's just getting destroyed." And she just basically ends up kicking him out. He walks out of the hallway, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" And he goes, "Dude, I don't know. She saw the box in my pocket. She started yelling at me. She brought me up in front of everyone. She said that I smelled like cigarette smoke and that smoking cigarettes is horrible for you, which I understand, but still, it's my choice. Just let me make them." And she basically just destroyed this kid pretty much in front of his whole class and all of his friends. But anyway, I walked around the school with him for a little bit, but then he had to go to the office to talk to the principal because he was in trouble, and I had to go to my class. So I went to my class, and then the end of the day came along, and I ended up meeting back up with him, and I asked him, I was like, "So what happened?" He's like, "Oh, not much. The principal just gave me a lecture about smoking and how I should wait to get home to do it." And I was like, "Yeah, that definitely would be a good idea. You'd avoid a lot of situations like what happened earlier." And he's like, "Yep, shit sucks." And that was pretty much it for that conversation. So we start walking outside to get to our buses. And as we're walking outside and we're about to split up to get on our buses, we look and we could see the substitute teacher lady in the parking lot right by her car, right? Because right by the buses are where all the teachers park. And we see this teacher right by her car doing something a little bit funny, just a little bit hypocritical. And I'm sure you guys already know what it is, but she was just sitting in front of her car, just lighting up a cigarette, smoking. And my friend's just like, "Did this lady really make fun of me in front of my whole class and call me a scumbag just to do the same thing when the day's over?" And I was like, wow, that's fucked up, because she really like called this kid a scumbag. She literally said, "You are a scumbag. Smoking is horrible for you, and if you do it, you're just wrong," and basically just shit on this kid in front of his whole class just to go outside a few hours later and do it. But yeah, my friend just had to say something to her, so he walked up to her, and I kind of followed behind him, and he walks up and goes, "Hey, you smoking a cigarette?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm an adult." And he's like, "Didn't you say that smoking cigarettes makes you a scumbag and that you're a horrible person if you do it?" And she was like, Yeah, well, that was in school. I was trying to teach the kids a lesson about smoking. And me and my friend just look at each other like, this lady doesn't make any fucking sense. But yeah, my friend just goes, wait, doesn't that make you a scumbag too, like me? And she goes, no, it's different. She gets in her car, turns it on, and shut the door. And we're like, okay. Just completely left us like mind fucked. We had no idea what to even say and think. But yeah, I figured you guys would enjoy hearing about this because it was one of the most like hypocritical teachers I've probably ever seen in my life. Like, how are you gonna teach a health class about how smoking's so bad for you, and that if you do it, you're just a complete scumbag, and then walk outside after school hours and be like, I need a fucking cigarette. Where are my Marbs at? But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. And yeah, I'm streaming right now, so I'll put that in the description if you want to come hang out. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.